Okay, so this is a story, but it's not just about art. It's really about the systems behind the art. It's about the people who design the very conditions for beauty to even exist. Let's dive in.
Exactly. We're going to be talking about that second person, the architect, the system builder. We're talking about a guy from the 10th century, a calligrapher, a government official who did something way, way bigger than just making pretty things himself.
So the man we're talking about is Ibn Muqla, and what's so fascinating is that he wasn't just trying to show off how skilled he was. No, he was tackling these much deeper questions, looking for a kind of universal truth hidden inside the written word.
I mean, he was really wrestling with these huge ideas. Like, how can beauty be more than just a mood or a rare talent that only a few people have? How could you make it something that could be shared and repeated and trusted, not just for years, but across entire empires?
And you'd think the answer would be some big, flashy, artistic breakthrough, right? But it wasn't. At all. Actually, his solution was, well, it was quiet. It was mathematical. And honestly, it was deeply humble. He was just looking for a solid foundation to build on.
And this is what just blows my mind, the sheer simplicity of it. He took the most basic, fundamental mark a pen can make, just a single dot, and said, this is our unit of truth. It's like the atom of his whole visual universe.
And from that one tiny rule, everything else just clicks into place. See, that dot becomes the ruler. It defines the proportions of every single letter. And once the letters have those perfect proportions, the whole page finds a natural balance. And that balance gives the language this incredible sense of dignity and order.
So, okay, the system is elegant, sure, but it's so much more than that. This is where things get truly revolutionary, because the impact here goes way beyond just looking good. It was a philosophical shift in who could even create beauty in the first place.
Think about it. Before Ibn Muqla, beautiful handwriting was just a gift, a total mystery. You either had it or you didn't. But after him, it became a science, a shared law that anybody could learn. He basically freed beauty from the prison of individual talent and made it a language we could all share.
His system was so complete, it created its own internal logic. It gave you structure and harmony without needing extra stuff, you know? No extra symbols, no rulers. The elegance came directly from the rules themselves. It's like a grammar, but for your eyes. I mean, that's what this is all about. By creating this fair, repeatable system, he made beauty something millions of people could access. He turned this difficult, mysterious art into a gentle, learnable discipline.
And here's the incredible part of the story. Ibn Muqla himself suffered a really tragic fate. His own hand was taken from him. But the order he created, this system of beauty he built, it outlived him. You couldn't erase it. It became eternal.
So, why are we talking about an ancient story? What does this mean for us, right now?
Well, the lesson here isn't about calligraphy. It's about how we create. The real challenge is to take the spirit of his thinking and apply it to our own work today.
Yeah, see, this isn't just a history lesson. Think of it more like a creative prompt. The task isn't to copy the past. It's to ask yourself, can you invent a new system for the present, inspired by those same first principles?
So let's really think about that. What would it actually mean for you to invent your very own visual grammar? To build a system of rules from the ground up that creates its own unique kind of beauty, its own kind of order?
It all has to start with this one fundamental question. What is your dot? Is it a pixel on a screen? Maybe it's the length of a single breath, a unit of time, maybe even a moment of silence. What's the foundational atom of your creative world?
Okay, so once you have your unit, what are the rules that decide how all the pieces relate to each other? What's the logic that creates the rhythm and harmony in your system? This is where your unique voice comes in. And finally, what's the one unbreakable law? The one thing that always stays true no matter how you apply your system? That's the core principle. That's what gives your work its integrity, its real identity. Now, this challenge has a few key constraints. First, the system itself has to be visible in the final work. Second, its authority has to come from the structure, not from trying to represent real-world things. Third, the forms you create have to be original. And finally, and I love this part, you have to allow for some intentional imperfection, a touch of humanity.
The ambition here is huge. This is not about just making a single nice drawing. It's about creating the beginning of a tradition. A visual language so robust that other people could actually learn it, and that could, maybe, outlive you.
And that really gets to the core philosophy, doesn't it? This kind of creation isn't about adding superficial decoration to something. It's a much deeper act of alignment. It's about finding an underlying order and making it visible.
So as you think about your own creative work, maybe this is the final takeaway. Forget about whether you're following someone else's rules correctly. The more powerful question, the question in the spirit of Ibn Muqla, is this: does the world you are creating feel inevitable? Is it necessary?